Have you ever lent someone money and had them not repay you? Stay tuned to learn how a neighbor coped when this happened to her, and a 3-card spread to help you get to the bottom of the problem. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Ellen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's video, we'll be using a 3-card spread to look at why a neighbor did not repay the loan she requested. We're hoping to answer the question, what thoughts were on her mind after I asked her to return the money? I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. This question was posted anonymously online by a woman who is having a dispute with her neighbor I will call Janet. More than a year ago, Janet had a health issue and requested that the querent lend her money. The women see each other frequently, and Janet usually smiles and waves, but has never mentioned repaying the loan. Finally, the querent summoned her courage and asked Janet to return the money in the following few weeks. Janet's face dropped and the querent felt terrible. The querent asked the question, what thoughts were on Janet's mind after I politely asked her to return the money? Although the querent did not mention using a spread, I will be using a 3-card understanding spread. Card number 1 answers the question, what were Janet's intentions when she took the loan? And she pulled the 6 of Cups. Card number 2 answers the question, what obstacles prevented Janet from repaying the loan? And she pulled the Page of Swords. And card number 3 answers the question, how can this situation be resolved? And she pulled the Queen of Cups. My first impressions are that we have all minor arcana cards, 2 cups and a sword. We also have 2 court cards. All 3 cards have blue skies and are outdoors. I think what is most interesting are the 2 suits we do not see. Since this question is about money, I would expect to see pentacles. We are also missing wands, so it doesn't seem like Janet is taking any action towards repaying the loans. We have 2 cards in the suit of cups, which represents emotion, so it feels like Janet thought the money was given as a loving gift, and she didn't view it as a business transaction where the money needed to be repaid. Let's see if I'm right, and we'll look deeper at the cards. Card number 1 answers the question, what were Janet's intentions when she took out the loan? And she pulled the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is a very sweet, nostalgic card where Janet is receiving a cup of flowers that represents the querent's loan. In Janet's mind, I think she sees the money as a gift that was being offered by a very sweet neighbor. Both people in the card look like children, so there may be some level of naivete or misunderstanding about the expectations for the money. Certainly, in hindsight, the querent was too trustworthy and should have gotten the terms of the loan in writing. Janet might have the idea that, well, that's how neighbors used to act. We used to help each other out, given the nostalgic look of the card. Maybe she doesn't perceive the loan as being any different than borrowing a cup of sugar or your neighbor's snow shovel. There is no expectation that it would be repaid. Look at the cups full of flowers. I think that Janet also believes that the neighbor has plenty of money and has made the decision to share some of what was extra with her. I think she truly forgot that she asked for the money and thought it was an unsolicited gift. Card number 2 answers the question, what obstacles prevented Janet from repaying the loan? And she pulled the Page of Swords. Pages are typically the children of the deck. They are eager to please, but not very mature or worldly. Swords are all about thinking and communication. I think this explains several reasons why Janet did not repay the loan. First of all, she might have a childlike approach to finances, and it didn't register that she should repay the money, despite the fact that she asked for it. She's acting very much like a child who requests money from their parents. You say that you're going to repay it, but then when you try to do so, they tell you not to bother. So it might not have crossed Janet's mind that she was actually supposed to repay the loan because she assumed that the querent would tell her not to bother. Pages are impulsive, and the act of asking for the loan might have been an impulsive decision that Janet didn't think much about. She probably had a lot on her mind, given her medical issues, and she might have forgotten. Or she may have made an impulsive decision that she was not going to repay the loan, and a year later, when she hadn't heard anything, had not given it a second thought. So there were a number of potential reasons that Janet didn't repay the loan, stemming from naivety, to forgetting about it, to believing that the querent had lots of money to spare. I do think that her look of surprise indicated that she did not expect that she would have to repay the money, at least at this time. You've made it this far in the video, and I wanted to stop and ask for a favor if you're not already a subscriber, and that is to please hit the subscribe button. It is free for you, and it will also help me grow this channel. Plus, it means that you won't miss anything. Thanks so much, and if you're already a subscriber, I truly appreciate your ongoing support. Now let's get back to the video. Card number 3 answers the question, how can this situation be resolved? And she pulled the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is probably the most compassionate, nurturing, empathic member of the tarot court, and I think this represents the querent. Clearly, she was very upset about Janet's reaction when she asked for the money. I think that her tender-heartedness is also the reason that she didn't confront Janet earlier, which is something that the queens in the other suits would have probably done immediately. I relate strongly to the Queen of Cups and believe that the querent is highly sensitive and does not like confrontation. Otherwise, as I said earlier, she would have requested the money the first time she ran into Janet and not waited more than a year. The best way to resolve this would be for the querent to have a conversation with Janet. She should explain that Janet asked for the loan and she expects to be repaid. She can listen to Janet's side of the story. Perhaps they can work out a timeline that is longer than a month so that Janet has time to repay her. If that doesn't work, the querent has many other options that range from filing a lawsuit to forgiving the loan. The purpose of this video was to answer the question, what thoughts were on Janet's mind after I asked her to return the money? The answer is, I didn't think I had to repay it. She either completely forgot, assumed that the money was a gift, or, when the querent didn't bring the subject up for more than a year, assumed that the matter was closed and the querent didn't expect to be repaid. I hope that this video gave you some ideas that you can apply to your tarot practice. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you've learned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.